3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the show.
I got Fast and the Furious in my DNA. I got Facebook reading my mind in my DNA. I got Turkey going crazy in my DNA. Get out. DNA. Amazing. See, we tried that twice, so we're not going to try it again. But look, welcome to Trend Settings, episode 38. We're almost there, guys. We've almost made it to 50.
Whoa.
We've almost made it to 40. Chris is in China. We're in a different table than we've ever been before. How do you feel being on the podcast? Jesse. I didn't forget your name. That was a dramatic pause.
You forgot his name.
Was that the intro to Jesse?
Yeah. Not the topic.
Hi, Jesse.
The person.
It's amazing. Words can't describe what it's like to be here, surrounded by you boys. It's everything I imagined.
Wow. We don't usually do the intro twice. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Yeah,
That's
normally
fine.
we're better than that. Somehow.
It turns out Chris is actually good at something, and that something is making up words and saying them fastly while we beatbox.
Freestyle rapping.
He's good.
Or freestyle rapping.
That's what that's called.
It's actually good.
But we have 5 topics this week. It's going to be crazy. We've got F8, or Fate of the Furious. We have Facebook is using your brain to Facebook. We have Turkey is the president's just doing things. And we have Get Out movie review, no spoilers.
I'm the only one who knows anything about that.
I looked into it, I just don't get it.
Okay.
Even better.
We got 457 visas / H1B visas, which is all the craze at the moment, right? Yeah,
Craze.
James?
It's the craze.
But first, we got Fate of the Furious. Jesse.
Cool. I went and saw this on Wednesday. Now, before I start anything, who at this table hasn't seen? Okay, so
Ali and Ye
So
Chen.
the 2 people with the rice cars, right?
yeah.
What?
It's true.
Are you allowed to say rice car?
Is that
Yeah,
right?
of course you are.
Yeah.
He's here though.
I think the correct term
He's
is,
allowed to say it.
Yeah.
He can say
I
that.
think the correct term is rice rocket.
Right. Sorry.
So, before I start, can you describe me what happens in the film?
Without seeing it.
Without seeing it, tell me what happens.
You saw the trailer.
They're driving, they're having fun. Dom turns bad. Then they recruit Jason Statham and The Rock to all work together to fight against him.
And Dom's doing it because he's keeping someone safe.
Or
So-
is it?
And then a submarine comes out of nowhere and kills everyone.
There's a hot blonde chick too.
Oh, yeah.
So, basically, you know everything that's going to happen in this film.
Yeah. Okay.
Most people
basically
around the
nailed that.
world do know this,
Yep.
but my thing is, why are they going to see it still?
Right.
Did you say, Jono was saying
I've seen
this,
it.
But you said it was the highest grossing film first week?
Yeah, it beat the record from... Oh, who did it beat? Star Wars.
Star Wars.
It beat Star Wars, the opening weekend. It was
Which
the
is just
biggest
a
opening
sad
weekend
statement.
ever.
Right.
But it made less money. It was like number 40 in the US.
Which is still
on
a
that
lot of
stat.
money, right?
So
But it's
just
been out
the
for a
US.
week. How does that...
No, as in number 40 on the all-time opening weekend
Oh, gotcha.
in the US was
Yeah.
number 40, but worldwide
Not as
was
big.
number 1.
Worldwide
It
was
made
number 1.
all its money overseas.
Really?
Yeah,
China.
probably.
Made a lot of money in China. There's a lot of people there.
It's well, that's the whole idea. Of he gets Ellie's ideas from Facebook, and they've been in like every country, right? Are they in even more countries this time?
Cuba.
Cuba. Is that it?
Cuba.
Cuba. They went to a few countries, but
And
Cuba's the big
Antarctica?
one because Cuba is one of the few countries where they're stuck in the 1950s
Their cars are.
due
Yeah.
to trade agreement.
Yep.
They've been
Yeah.
locked off, so they've still got these old cars, which is why they're bringing it back to the cars at that very start bit of having these old cars and actually having a reason why they're racing classic old cars. The thing I want to bring up in this is, why does something in a movie, you know exactly what's going to happen, smash a movie like the superhero ones that are coming up? Where you kind of don't know what's happening, but a lot of these movies you're going into going, I hope they don't ruin it, where you walk into Fast and the Furious knowing exactly what it is and getting exactly what you want.
I think you kind of just said part of it is you know exactly what you're getting and you want more of it. It's like a drug hit.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I found this movie because I knew everything was going to happen.
Yeah.
I tend to see the trailers. I am a stuntman myself, so I always watch for these things. they've made Rock even more larger than life. I'm pretty much, because they're going to make a 9 out of 10. They're doing the franchise up to 10 Fast and Furiouses.
Jeez.
He will reach God status by that time. In this movie, he's punching solid steel and bending it.
Not surprised.
One punch from him sends someone across the room.
Naturally.
I feel like that's just his life.
They have given I don't think his martial arts is like the most amazing, but he does look the strongest, so they've just enhanced that.
Well, he doesn't really do martial arts, right? He just punches.
Well, he was in the WWF, so he can do like
Wrestling is a martial
lucha libre or whatever it is. Yeah.
Nacho Libre?
No.
No. Jack Black.
The fighting style is not called Nacho Libre.
I need some swedes.
But one of the things that I think have kept the audience and kept them coming back is adding the big stars. So they've got The Rock in there now, and Rock is one of the biggest draw cards you can get in any film.
Yeah.
If you have any film at all, it can be the next Disney
Moana.
film. Moana.
He is pretty hot right now.
If you have an indie film with a $0 budget, Rock comes on, you've just made a few $1 million.
Correct.
They've got Jason Statham, who is amazing for action. I fell in love with him all over again for this one.
Really?
Yes.
You kind of look like him too.
I've doubled him before
Have you?
in Killer Elite.
Haven't seen
Which
it.
is the one where he has a mustache. No,
No,
the other
that's
guy has
Clive
a
Owen.
mustache.
I met him.
Good
Really
try.
nice guy.
That's the only thing I remember about that movie.
You do look like him a bit.
Just so you know, Jason Statham is Jason Statham. Like, whatever he acts, he's exact. Met him in person.
He kills people.
He does that.
Didn't kill anyone while I was around, but he's
Pretty sure
pretty
he
much
has.
like his character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is he always British? I'm trying to think. Has he ever played an American?
No, I
Maybe
think he's-
once or twice.
Was he American in The Transporter?
No.
No,
That was
he's
filmed
always
in Europe.
British. Yeah, I was going to say, he kind of acts in Snatch, and that's a great movie, but
Yeah.
I guess that is still just him.
It's essence of him. But he's great at what he does. Like,
Yeah.
and Vin Diesel, obviously, they brought back Vin Diesel's good for his over-the-shoulder, turn-away gangster look, and he nails it. They bring that right back.
You kind of look like him too. You know what? Give us a bit of shade. Maybe The Rock.
You look like all the bald people.
Why are you so racist today?
Sorry.
Why is that racist?
I don't know.
I'm white.
It feels like it is.
It's
No, the
racist
shade.
if it's on anyone except white people.
Every guy in this movie is bald, by the way. Have you noticed?
I didn't think about
Tyrese is bald.
No, there's
That's,
Ludacris.
yeah,
Ludacris is kind of bald.
Oh, he's getting there. Jason Statham, Rock,
But
everyone.
back to the movie, they actually I found they sort of took some of the 80s action thing where it's just satisfying your urges. There's nothing amazing in there, but it's just satisfying everything you want to see. And they've done this thing where all the women in this are really strong. None of the women in this go, oh my God, you're a man and you're beautiful. I'm going to sleep with you now.
Yeah, true.
It's,
That's a shame.
well, there's one that are already together. They're very family orientated in this. Like, the men in this,
Like the men and the women get together that are in a family.
like every single one of this, like Rock has a moment with his kid, Jason Statham has a moment with just a random kid, and they all have this. At the very start, you see Vin Diesel, he wins this race and everything explodes.
Woo!
And then a random kid comes up to him, gives him a hug.
Wow.
And they're trying to make
Yeah.
these big
It
strong men
was.
really lovable. And then the women in the film, they're just making them strong, so they're trying to
There's not as many gratuitous shots of like bikinis and butts and stuff.
becoming,
as well.
even though it's
They got-
No?
it's about
yeah,
action.
That's like the
I
one
didn't
thing-
think about it till you said that.
That's the one through line.
The one thing you look forward to in every Fast and Furious movie.
Really?
It's actually becoming more and more family orientated. Sure, there's explosions and
There's always
people
a scene
getting shot, and
where they go to a street race and then there's DJs and there's chicks dancing.
they started
booty.
that.
I missed the first.
There's booties and boobies.
I came in like halfway through that race.
Okay,
Were
I
there
was
booties?
late. Is that when?
There's
Is
one.
that when that happened?
just short, drop the
oh, like the starting thing. All right. Yeah.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
yeah. But
You know, you can. The internet. It's there, right? You don't need.
But they just-
movies.
It's different, Jono. I want the shots with the angles and the production
have
value.
flair.
it's going to use his memory.
I want the Rock in it.
Makes high quality softcore pornography.
But they just hit all the
Exactly.
key points of an action film. It's like with these other films, they just go, "This is what people want." Have you watched film before? No, but I'm a producer. I know how it goes.
Yeah.
So they actually went, "What do people want to watch? Let's give them exactly that." I did find they hid a little bit more from the trailer than they did in the last Furious 7. They pretty much showed the entire movie. So
Yeah.
you're watching the movie going with your checklist going, yep. Okay, I've seen everything. The movie can finish now.
Yeah.
With this one, they've hidden something from me. What is it? And they're letting the little bits come out.
I heard
You
the
still
opposite
predict it.
in terms of action set pieces. is I heard every like big thing in the trailer was in the movie. There was no hidden thing.
So there's not much hidden. There's like a little bit more action. Like there's
yeah.
like last time you saw him coming out of the plane, so you look for that plane and
Yeah. Like you see I can't think of any
The
action
key
scenes
points.
where you didn't, I guess, see something from that scene. But like
obviously the submarine coming out, and there's a few key points, but there's still some action that you get to
The
see,
Rock
which you want
grabbing a torpedo and like deflecting it at a car.
with his hands.
Is that what he actually does?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
That is like straight from the trailer. And they're always going for something ridiculous from one of them, eh? Like something that you remember.
yeah.
They did that. Like
There's-
when Vin Diesel like uses his head like a bullet in one of them.
What?
Remember the end of the one where they had the really long runway and it just went on forever and this plane's taking off
6,
forever
yeah.
and they have a fight inside the plane.
Yep.
I'll never forget this moment when Vin Diesel uses his body as like a missile and like goes head first into this other guy.
I don't remember that. I think you made it up.
That was a sad one because Han's chick dies.
Another big complaint I've heard about this is
I don't remember any of the
so
characters. from any of
Han's dead in the timeline now. It
Yeah.
took like 6 movies to get to the 3rd movie
Yep.
in terms of time,
Yeah.
and Stratham is like a buddy in this, but he killed Han, and
Yeah.
I heard they just don't bring it up.
Yeah, they do get pretty buddy.
They say lots of little things, like if you're writing a script for Americans, you have to say exactly what's happening.
Naturally.
So I remember watching Transformers and they're going, blah, 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 what's happening over here? And it's like, why did they just cut to these people you've never seen before? And all they're doing is explaining the plot.
Yeah.
So they have lots of these points where they'll say exactly what's happening and why. And then you go, all right, you told me, so I'm going to let it slide because I didn't have to use my brain. And that's kind of what it
It's
is.
like he literally killed one of the main characters.
They don't like him at the start.
I feel like they shouldn't like him till they die. Like,
They bonded over.
he killed your best
over
friend.
doing up some cars.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty much how we should stop all wars.
I really,
Just have a big car meet.
really wanted The Rock and Jason Statham to have a fight at the end.
I did like Woodward that. That was
They did.
amazing.
You'll be disappointed if you watch it because you'll think, but they're gonna fight. They said they were gonna fight, and they don't fight.
It's disappointing.
It is disappointing.
Yeah. They do tease a lot of the stuff that's going to be through it, but they don't show you the juiciest parts of each one.
It is interesting that it's making less money in America now, though. So like
I thought that's what.
that being so, like because it is a very American movie. It's like the it's the archetype American movie. Maybe American audiences aren't as American anymore.
They're sold out ever since Trump.
Maybe they're getting sick of it, and everyone else is just starting to get into it. It's just catching that wave of like.
Well, ever since
Just
they
easy
built
to
that
watch.
wall, they just kept everyone out. It's just-
I really hope he does get God status in episode 10. I want a crossover between like the gods of Olympus have this job that only they can do, and they somehow get them
How about a crossover between
into
Scorpion?
Hades. Like they're doing a thing along the river Styx or something.
And then you find out that Hercules was actually the prequel
to Fast
and the Furious.
Shivers.
Yeah, and he's like 1,000 years old, but they forgot to bring that up.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't forgot to bring it up. They just haven't.
He
brought it
hasn't
up
told
yet.
anyone.
Right.
Like, that's what he does.
Because he doesn't
Yeah.
look old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Rock for you.
Yeah.
But all the guys in this are like, oh, they're so paternal. It's just this very family oriented.
Even like, because they're having that thing between Ludacris and what's his name? Tyrese over the
Gibson.
girl, right?
Yeah.
They're very like respectful.
Yeah, and at the very
About-
end, she just pulls out, says something to them, and they can't
Yeah.
answer the question. She's like, see ya.
Yeah.
So they don't even win, so
They
she
don't
still
get it.
has her stature at the end of it.
So they've become gentlemen. That's what's happened.
Well, the movie is respecting the role. Like the women don't just like do whatever a man says or like act as an object relative to a man.
Right.
They're kind of independent.
They're trying to make every character have a strong,
Yeah.
except Tyrese, he's just a comedy relief.
Isn't there like 15 of them though? Doesn't that get boring?
He gets his moment though when he starts shooting people.
He has one moment.
Yeah, he has that moment where he's like,
Spoiler.
oh, he actually has a purpose.
Can I guess what it is? Does he go, yeah?
Nah.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah. Can
Could've-
you be?
it could've been either
Can
of 'em.
you? Do you have to give spoiler alerts for Fast and Furious movies?
Well, they
Whoa.
watch if you watch the trailer.
You just described the entire movie.
Exactly,
You haven't
yeah.
seen it. You spoiled the movie
No,
without
if you've
seeing
seen
it.
this trailer, you've been spoiled. So
Yeah. So can I say like there's a moment where Tyrese actually gets to shoot people and it's like he's actually good at it.
Kills
That's actually
people.
pretty
He
interesting.
just gets like he's like I'm sick of this because like there's all these like he's driving crap.
Just
He has
everything
a
goes
stupid
wrong.
Car, and then he just gets sick of it and he gets a gun and shoots. These
But he's
people.
like Ludacris. I don't think really had much like the guy and the girl, Ludacris, and
Well, yeah, because he's the tech guy and now the girl's tech.
They're both
person as
tech,
well.
so
They're
it's
both
like-
tech people.
two roles that have been split. So sort of, so the dialogue that I'd have for one person is now been split for two, and it's sort of like it's more just that they've got this family working together.
Yeah.
And then they bring in Scott Eastwood.
Who's he?
He was the
is he the Vikings guy?
no, he's the young rookie. They bring in this young rookie for no apparent reason, which is sort of like the new young guy. But
Was he the new Paul Walker?
there was kind of but there's no real point for him. He's like just there.
I feel like a few movies have actually done that. Like Suicide Squad, that Eastwood kid was in it. He was one of the security people or whatever that went with the Suicide Squad. Is there something in Hollywood where putting him in an insignificant role gets you clout with his dad or something?
Is it Clint Eastwood's son?
Yeah.
I was listening to some podcasts with him talking, some other podcasts, not this one, and he said his dad's not going to help him out. He has to do it all his own, which is why he's doing those little bit parts, because you have to do the bit parts to build up your career.
Right.
Like if you look at Jay that played Captain Boomerang, he was a bit part on Spartacus ages ago, and he's done bit parts here and there, and that's usually how you climb that ladder up. And it's those bit parts that get you that B grade make or break type film. Like if it does well, your career goes, but if it flops, then you're crashing.
Oh, Jai Courtney is who you meant.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's not like he's like the idiot. Like he's not a cool character.
I wish they brought back the kid from Tokyo Drift.
He wasn't it apparently.
Was he?
I was looking at the IMDb and had his picture that he was in the film. Like
Was there a
I didn't see
flashback?
it.
He's got to be the only person who's not come back, eh?
He was in for 10 seconds on the last one.
He had to. Maybe he was an extra.
Yeah, maybe just walked past. Maybe they're one of those like breakfast scenes or something.
Maybe.
If it was, I guess, if the movies didn't go the way it did and it was still sort of about the cars, I think it would have made sense to bring him back, especially in Paul Walker's place, because he lives in Japan.
Yeah,
they're both like Japanese cars. Like, it sort of made more sense.
It's not about the cars though.
Well, and
it isn't, but
it would be funny if they brought it back to that, because they would have this massive budget and like, well,
what do we do?
Max out on cars. Max out. Can we blow something out? No, it's about the cars.
The budget's still going up though, isn't it?
Yeah, every time
this
they
one
make
was $250 million or something like that, plus probably extra costs.
Are there any nice cars in this movie?
There's lots of those cars.
Is there cars that you would recognize, or like cult? I guess you guys wouldn't. Like,
Well, in Cuba,
Yeah,
Cuba's the biggest one. You see all the
classics,
old cars.
Well, his main car even at the end is that muscle car. It's like it looks like a Shelby GT or something like that. It's like a
Dom.
classic.
My biggest thing is
Is that his car?
they're using lots of CGI,
Charger.
and I want to see the actual. If you got that budget, I want to see the cars rolling. That's the stuntman. Me wants to see the real logistic of something flipping. And going
What did
through
you
there.
think of the CGI when like she's controlling all the cars? What did you think? Okay, two questions. What did you think of Charlize Theron? Second,
blonde one.
yeah.
Yep.
What did you think of the CGI? Like, there was a few moments when they did like she's controlling all the cars, and I noticed I was like, that doesn't look right. That looks really weird. And I wasn't sure if that was just because what they were trying to make happen was weird, or if the CGI just wasn't that great.
I didn't mind those random little bits of them just driving and falling, because at the end of the day, it's not really. They're either going to put it on a wire and pull it across, or just have someone hidden and drive across, which in my head is like, yep, they can do that. So they put CGI there, I don't really care.
Wait, so it's fake cars?
Well,
Driving
like,
around?
because
It's a mix.
she, like, in the trailer, she controls all the cars, right? She hacks into all these cars, and there's like
All
a
the cars
river
that
of
have
cars.
electronic in it.
Yeah.
And when there's a river of cars, it looks weird. Also, cabs, you cannot hack a cab. There's all these crappy yellow cabs that were getting hacked. It's like, those things are not
That's where they made their budget on. It's like, you know what, let's just have cabs, there are heaps of them.
That's funny.
They need the advertisement.
You can't hack
You
that.
can't hack everything.
Anyway,
Yeah.
anything more on that? Because we got to move on.
I think that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Charlie's was pretty good.
Thumbs
I
up,
thought she
thumbs
did-
down.
She was a good villain.
Yeah.
She actually had a purpose for what she was doing,
Yeah.
and it wasn't just she's
She's almost good.
She's great in everything.
crazy. I won't use my swear words to describe that.
Does she get Furiosa?
She had weird white dreadlocks.
Yeah, that was
Like
weird.
people
That's
do
just to make it look
Yeah, I
like
didn't
she's
like
all
that,
tired
eh?
of
It's
it.
odd. Yeah.
But
No, thank
she
you.
had a goal of what she wanted to do, and she just wasn't going to get anyone getting away to do
And
it.
she was pretty brutal.
She
Did
was
she die?
massively brutal.
Probably
She's one of
don't
these-
answer that.
That actually would be a spoiler. That's the first time I felt reluctance to say something.
She was a character who had a bigger picture, so she's not about family. So she's almost the polar opposite of Vin Diesel.
She'll sacrifice
good
people
villain
for
there.
her.
For the greater goal. She's the greater good type person. And Vin Diesel's like,
The
I
greater
don't care about the
good.
greater
She sounds
good,
like
it's about
the
my family.
Yeah.
Which is why that sort of bringing in that anti-hero thing is like, my family is number one.
That
Like,
element was quite good, actually. I think they did well. Yeah.
Nice.
Alrighty.